Alrighty, it is an update day today. We are needing to update, I think, Bazite. I think they released Fedora version 40. And I also kind of want to look at this as I'm making a video specifically over Atomic Desktops. Atomic Desktops, pretty awesome. I kind of want to roll my own after kind of messing around with Bazite a little bit. I mean, maybe it's time to make Titus OS. I don't know. I'm getting ahead of myself. But, dude, it's pretty darn cool, the update sequence. Because it's not just updating packages. It's updating everything. Flat packs. Everything in the system. And I kind of want to walk through that as everybody kind of loads up into chat. It'll be probably a short stream today. Not too long. Just kind of wanted to go over the updates and look at the updates. Maybe fix Bash RC. I think we got to look at Bash RC as well. So probably updates and then Bash RC and then shut her down. Maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours. Tightest time. Yes. So should be fun. We'll see. We'll see how it all goes. Oh boy, how's it going, Savage, Herb? Digital Liquid, how y'all doing? I am using this PTY XIS. I'm not sure. You know, I'm kind of on the fence on this. I obviously like it better than like console and GNOME terminal and all of that, but I'm just not sure on this terminal whether or not I enjoy it enough. A lot of times I like the minimal nature of Kitty, and I kind of miss that. So I might switch it. But again, I think we might save that for like when we roll our own thing. Nice. A good walking exercise. Good to hear, Savage. Always good to stay active. Whatever it is for you, get out there, get it. That's so important to be active every day. So awesome. What application do you use for virtualization? QEMU is my fave of all. You know, you can't beat QEMU on Linux with virtual manager. On Windows, I mean, it kind of sound like a shill here by saying it, but yeah, you know, just my experience and just ease of use. VMware Workstation Pro for you Windows users out there, probably the easiest to use and most compatible with everything. It just makes things just easy, and I like that. You know, anything that makes my life easy, I'm okay for it. Even if it's something that I don't necessarily goes with my belief system and all that stuff. I don't get into like politics and type of stuff when it comes to my tech. I like to just look at the tech and I'm like, is it the best? Is there something better? Can this be done more efficiently? And if the answer is yes to that, I don't care if it's paid, if it's free, if it's on Windows, if it's on Linux, or if it's on Mac. I just say, hey, let's get it. let's just make my life easier. That's what I want out of my technology. And for me, between the virtualization softwares, I say VMware Workstation Pro on Windows, it's $300, I think, for that version. My version's probably out of date now. I don't really use it that much, as most of my virtualizations in Linux, where QEMU and Virt Manager's completely free. And dude, I honestly like it better. It performs better than VMware. So I like it. I like it. What are your thoughts about Hyperland? I love it. I like Hyperland. I think it's really neat. It's still a little bit, you know, green. You know, it's Wayland based. For a tiling window manager in Wayland, I think it's the best. But that's some caveats with that. I'm not a big Wayland guy. I still like my Xorg. I'm actually using KDE Xorg. I know. Brody would be disappointed in me, but here we are. At the end of the day, I have less problems on Xorg. Therefore, that's what I use. Hate to say it, but you know, it's just the truth. I'm liking the Bazite gaming operating system from your videos. I wish I can buy an extra drive and take it. Okay. Take off the Corsair radiator and replace it with air cooling for the processor. What can't you? Oh, I mean, Well, I guess you might have like a mini PC or something and space considerations. That's probably why you're using an AIO or an all-in-one one. I've done that before. Corsair Radiator isn't compatible with Linux. Oh, you might look, Savage, at the OpenRGB project. You might have some kind of thing. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. What's your opinion of Fedora? Well, it's a Red Hat based distro. So it's like what Red Hat tests their stuff out on. And you guys know how much I hate Red Hat. But I gotta say, they're doing some cool stuff on Fedora. I don't want to recommend it because, again, it's Red Hat. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's got some cool stuff going on. And I'm not going to ignore the Atomic desktops and kind of what they're doing over here just because it's Red Hat. I'd be like, I'm just going to hold my nose and let's use this thing. And I like it. I like the idea of the Atomic desktop. So that's my thought process behind that. It's good. As far as yeah, we're on Bazite, which is Fedora based. I don't think I'm crazy smart. I think a lot of it's just interesting. So there's a lot smarter people in this space and people far more experienced than myself. I just think of myself as an IT guy that's done this for many, many years and seen quite a few things over my time. And most of my professional experience isn't actually in the Windows realm. I probably only have about 5 to 6 years of experience for Linux administration, where my Windows administration's like 20 something years. I've seen pretty much anything and everything from an enterprise level down into a more residential level. So I see a lot of stuff. And when it comes to Linux, a lot of my knowledge kind of comes from the, I'd say, hobbyist skill set, where it's like, hey, let's just mess around and find something fun. Because I feel like the future of desktops in people's homes and that type of thing where it's fun comes from Linux. Yeah, the PTY, I think it's in alpha right now, this terminal. It's a neat terminal. I still like Kitty probably the best. Kitty, Alacrity, both of those are really nice for minimal terminals. Yeah, getting addicted to swapping distros. It's really neat. I'd say the biggest thing for the distro hoppers out there, because I like jumping distros too, it's fun just to kind of see new stuff, is figure out what the distro is doing and how you can implement that on other distros. Don't just jump distros without like saying, okay, what's this based on? And then like, okay, what are they doing differently from the distro I'm at? Trying to figure out what you like out of the distro, what you don't like, and then kind of making it your own, I think is the biggest thing. Unpopular opinion, I use Terminator. Hey, Terminator I used for several years when I started my Linux journey. And I mean, it's been deprecated for, I don't know how long, 5, 6 years? I don't even know. What was the last commit we've seen from old Terminator? Let's look it up, and then we'll do it. We need to start our system update after this. Let's see. Terminator GitHub. Do we have it? GNOME Terminator. Here we go. There's Terminator. Last commit was last month. Okay, never mind. It never did get deprecated. Maintained by Stephen Body. Currently maintained by Matt Rose. Oh, so I thought it got back in 2020. I thought that got completely removed, but little did I know, Matt Rose picked up the torch. Terminator lives. Oh, that's good to see. One of my favorite Terminator terminals. A little bit hefty for my taste today, but once upon a time, I do like a lot of the GUI components, and it's very newbie friendly. So I like it. That's awesome. Whole Garuda. Yeah. Waiting for updates for it. Well, one of the big things I think a lot of people are missing that I think Fedora 40 missed, that like Arch users are enjoying, and there's a few other distros, even like OpenSUSE Tumbleweed, I think got this update. But if you're an nVidia user, nVidia NVK is looking pretty sweet right about now. That's kind of cool. So right around the corner, we're going to have open source nVidia drivers that don't suck. And I think it happened like this past week on Arch, where if you do have open source nVidia drivers, you can be using the NVK, which is Vulkan NVIDIA. Open source NVIDIA drivers that don't suck. That's kind of exciting. So, I mean, it's happening. It's finally happening. So maybe a year from now, I can just use an NVIDIA card. Sounds like blasphemy to me. I'm still sticking with AMD, but it's just slowly making its way out there. Did you choose the NVIDIA image for Bazite? I did not. Mainly because I want to pass through my NVIDIA card to my Windows box, and I don't want to do anything in Linux with my NVIDIA card. So I stuck with the standard image and then just pass that through. Speaking of pass through, I know they updated their pass through program. I've been chatting with Hikari, which does a lot of programs, a lot of the Bazite pass through stuff. And he said it's close, but not quite. I think he's having some issues with SE Linux. Shocker as that is. I mean, personally, when it comes to SE Linux, I don't want to say this out loud, but I'm not a huge fan. Call me crazy, but making like SE Linux or profiles kind of sucks. And I'm like, instead of putting it in enforcing mode, I've been known to go a little permissive, maybe even disable it, because I want an extra 1% performance, and I really hate dealing with the profiles and permissions issues of SE Linux. Guilty. But Bazite actually does. I think by default, SE Linux is in enforcing mode. Yeah, they actually do enforcing. God bless their souls. If I made a distro based on Fedora, I probably would disable SE Linux. Not a fan. But it is good for security. So obviously, if you're making like a business server, you want SE Linux. It is a good security platform. So I don't want to diminish how good it is for security. It just kind of sucks for dealing with it every once in a while. All right, now let's just do a UJust update. Let's see where we're going. So this is an interesting thing when it comes to Atomic desktops and updates. It's really neat. The UJust package from Universal Blue first does a system update, which grabs the image, and then the image gets updated. And then I think it checks for layering on top of the OSTree image. So you have Proton up, so it checks for a new SE one there. It checks your distro box. Hey, is there any packages that need to be updated in distro box? And then it checks your flat packs. Is there any flat pack packages that need to be updated? Then it checks your brew, your homebrew. Is there any homebrew images that need to be updated? And then it updates TLDR's database. It then goes through pip3. Then it checks for NeoVim plugin updates. And then GitHub CLI extensions, GitHub repositories. Hey, there was a NeoVim update in one of my repos, so it went ahead and pulled it for me. Then it grabs AMD GPU controls, GNOME themes, which I'm not using GNOME. Third-party CSS loaders. That's mainly a Decky loader thing. I think that's Bazite exclusive. And then that's it. Wow. Well, neat. I don't think Bazite 40 is out yet. Looking back at the update, did we have anything getting pulled down? I don't think it's gone live quite yet. Nobara is just Fedora with Glorious Egg Rolls changes. It's good, but it's more traditional. And I really like the Atomic updates. Like, this is really neat. The idea of Atomic updates is you have a read-only folder, and like USR's read-only, like /boot is read-only, and there's a lot of sections of the operating system that are immutable, meaning they can't be changed except from an image standpoint. And then there's parts that can be, like etc, where your system configuration resides, is writable, but they track the changes. So it's a highly monitored folder in the atomic system, which is neat. So then let's say you have a bad update, or let's say you just pull a Titus and change your FS tab and screw up the UUID or something, and then your system's not bootable. Well, the nice thing is all those etc changes are layered. So then on your next boot, you just switch to your other layer and then it boots. And then you're like, okay, well, mental note, let's get that UUID right. So it's kind of cool. This worked pretty good. So yeah, not very many updates. I think we updated on the last stream. I just wanted to update again. I thought we were going to pull down 40, but I don't think it's quite ready. But the difference between performance on Nobara and Bazite, I'd say pretty comparable. I think Bazite takes a lot of what Nobara has done and put it in the atomic system, really. And, well, let's go ahead and reboot, actually. What's your take on Fedora base? I mean, you know, UBlue is a bit different, but still. Yeah, Fedora's always got like a little bit of a warm spot for me because, again, CentOS was my first OS that I learned. So I'm really familiar with like DNF, or Yum really before DNF. And I know the package manager pretty well. I know how to deal with SE Linux. There's a lot of little nuances to Red Hat based distros that I actually do like. And I don't mind them from a technical perspective. Bazite does support secure boot. Oh, Nabarro doesn't, yeah. I think Nabarro still does permissive mode as well for SE Linux. Yeah, as far as browser extensions, I think I did a video on browser extensions not too long ago on the main channel. Does Nobara use the same Mesa version as Fedora base? I think it actually uses something a little bit different. I think they actually update that a bit. Glorious Egg Roll does a pretty good job on the optimization of Mesa. Yeah. Use Nobara as daily OS and it's come a long way. Yeah, it's been a while since I actually loaded Nobara. I think I ran it for a little bit and then I broke it pretty bad. Screwed up. I think I was changing the sources.list for like if you go into etc yum repos.d, I think it is. I think I was adding some repos, specifically grabbing a few packages I wanted, and then you know, I think I grabbed a few that I shouldn't have, and needless to say, Nobara broke into 1,000 little bit of pieces because, well, don't just add repos willy-nilly to your system package. You know, but it's just one of those things. That's also something that you can't do like a Bazite or an atomic system because everything's done with Flatpaks and it's more containerized. And if you do like a new layer and add the package through like DNF, if that layer bombs out on you, you're like, oh, well, no big deal. Just remove it. Yeah, the reboot takes forever because it's a server workstation. I got it from superworkstations.com. They sent me this mammoth beast. It's a HP Fury workstation oh, look at this. We broke it. We broke it, guys. Haha. It didn't take me long. Anyways, yeah, it's I want to say it's like a $10,000 system. I didn't pay that, obviously. But yeah, that's why when I do like a LSPCI, it's like, ugh, so many devices because it has 10 PCIe, 10 PCIe ports, like physical PCIe ports. It's insane. It's a massive system. All right, what do we got? What's going on here? Yeah, sure. Send that off. Yeah, I can't tell you. Yeah, sure. It broke. It broke, Jim. Yep. All right, so we got a black screen. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, we still got our hotkeys. So that's good. Let's, I guess, do another update. Is there another update to pull? We could also change into like a different... I think we're on stable right now. We could probably pull into like testing. See if that fixes. I know. Another victim at my hands. Can't break it? Send it over here. I'll show you. It does look like it is checking out a new tree. Yeah. Maybe it didn't apply the update quite right. Maybe I needed to do like a system or sudo. Nah, probably not. We'll give it another reboot after this. I do feel very disappointed when I'm like, oh, I can't break this one. This one's taken me a little bit. I've been on it for a couple weeks now. Ah, the lockpick lawyer. That guy's a genius. Love that guy. All right, here we go. Let's give it another reboot and see if it's still broken. Okay. F40 is out for Bazite. I just got it after you just update. Okay. Well, Aura says Bazite 40 is out. Let's see what we got. Oh, yeah, the bootloader script wouldn't work because of the atomic desktop. It's a good point, King Root. Because boot's not writable. It's part of the image. My first day here, can you tell me what system or what distro of Linux you're using on stream at the moment? Bazite is what I'm using, but I kind of jump all over the place. We like Arch here, we like Debian here, we like a little bit of everything. Now, what we could do as well, hey, this is Fedora 40, by the way. We could switch to another layer. So if this doesn't work, we could always switch back. All right, Fedora 40 Linux. Does this one work? I am using Xorg, so maybe it's like, hey, we didn't test Xorg all that well with this update. We'll see. Is there a way to disable Xbox controller from using mouse cursor or any Windows commands like game bar? Windows 11 fixed that, but Windows 10 is still broken on that little detail. I'm trying to think. I don't think I've run into that because a lot of times I disable the game bar and game DVR. All right, Dammy checked it out. He said Wayland and X11 worked for him. Maybe we just needed to do 2 updates back to back and reboot. The Windows user in me says reboot always works. All right, here we go. Let's look real fast. Does usually we get a listing? I don't see a listing here. Interesting. Usually it shows you something for selecting your environment. Okay. All right. Crash. 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 Oh. That's unfortunate. All right. We broke it. Does not like it. I wonder why. Let's look at journal CTL, right? Well, what do we have going on with our boot? We're not gonna let's not look at that. I can't remember. Let's see. Probably like a, how do we want to filter this? Probably, if nobody's ever used journal CTL, it's how you look at what broke on your system. What's going on here? I killed it. All right, everybody's showing in the chat they like the -XB-P3. So X adds message explanations where available. What's B give me? B, let's see. It doesn't even show there. P3. I think that's actual priority 3 is what that means. Let's look. P is priority. Yeah. So it basically excludes like priority, I think 4 or 5 and above. Just more of like informational messages that don't really mean stuff. So dash P3 is really needed. X for the message explanations. I don't see B. What's B do? I can't remember. Oh, B is only this boot. Ah, there we go. Thank you, chat. All right, well, let's try that. So we have journal CTL, X for explain it for me, B for boot, dash P for priority, 3. So this is it. Alrighty. What do we have? Can't set up xhci.hcd init. Journal CTL-journal, no such progress. Then we have rules, Android rules, invalid key ignoring. Okay. Home already exists, no directory. Unable to find auto login session entry Plasma X11. Failed to read PCI. I think X11 auto login sessions was causing us problems. Interesting. Failed to start OLLAMA service, OLLAMA container. I bet it's OLLAMA. Okay. Couple things to fix here. Let's vim.ujust. I think it's not the, or maybe it's just. Yeah, just file. So we added this llama thing. I know they did something with that. Let's remove that guy because we don't need to add that anymore. What is this etc Android rules? Oh, I think I'm releasing a video about a custom ROM I did. I think that might have been me. All right, how did I break it? Look at me. Give me etc access, I will break you. All right, what do we got? Android rules. 51 Android rules. What are we doing here? I mean, yeah, it should be fine, really. What was the on the journal CTL? Let's look at that one more time. I think it was just a couple invalid pair matchings. I don't think it's really that big a deal. We could remove it. I don't think that's a problem. But also the auto login session is the big thing that we need to fix. Phoenix. I know what'll solve it, Nix OS. Hey, I like me some Nix. That's hilarious. I set it on fire. Distro maintainers scared anytime I load up their distro because I will find a way to break it over my knee. Even immutable distros stand no chance. Oh, the image is Wayland only? Wait, what? Why is it Wayland only? Oh, sad face. All right, well that's a problem. Let's go. How did I do auto login? SDDM probably. Probably .confd, right? Oh heck. Fedora 40 doesn't have any Xorg anymore. Oh no. Oh crap, I think I've just broke my keyboard key. All right, well, sad face. Just like the Linus Tech Tips of Linux here, guys. Ouch. All right, don't clip that. All right, let's go. What did I do with my auto login here? We need to pull up settings menu. Do we have... Ah, okay, we got that. Let's go system settings. I bet you we set it in the system settings. Man, I can't believe they got rid of Xorg. That means my synergy's not going to work. It was a good run while it lasted. Session. Man. Alright. Let's look. Now, KDE, you can do it all through GUI, so that's a good thing. Man, if we didn't have a whole bunch of people coming over tonight, I would totally be wiping this thing out right now. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. Forcing Wayland on me. I'm an old man. You can't do that to an old man. It's just a way we rebel anytime you do that type of thing. All right. I need my old software. It's got to be under session. I think it is. Desktop session. What? Maybe it isn't. No. Did they update to like KDE 6? I freaking hate KDE 6. It's start up and shut down, right? Yeah. Start. Yeah, there it is. I'm just blind. People are screaming at me in chat, I'm sure. Yeah, so it's under themes, SDDM. Okay. So they want to log in with Wayland now, I guess. I don't like it. I don't like it. Just give me the white one. All right. I'm sorry. I'm getting sidetracked. On point, Chris. On point. Let's get going. All right. Now that we've got all that situated, I bet you we'll be fine. Let's just do a log off. And system settings. Oh, dude. How do you log off without a start menu? B-top. Let's just B-top it. What are we doing here? We got Kwin Wayland. It looks like it's auto-launching Wayland. We got X Wayland. Login, CTL, kill dash user. All right, Faye. We're going to go with that. All right. Login, CTL, kill user. Sudo. Too few arguments. Oh, dude. I broke my key. Oh. I'm going to have to switch to my other keyboard, I think. I think I broke my keyboard. Ah. Thanks for the sub there, Kelso. All right. Oh, damn it. It's just one of those days. Everything's just breaking. This is why we do the update. And that's why I like to save these, because at least when I get frustrated, you guys can get a few chuckles out of it. It makes it all worth it. Cursed stream. All right. Oh, man. Thanks for the sub there, AX. Yeah, we're going to do that. There, I like that. Sudo, pkill, -u, Titus. That works. Kill all Titus users. Things going on in the background. All right. Now let's log back in, because I didn't want to reboot it. It'd take forever to reboot. Maybe this'll be okay. Well, damn it. I mean, Atomic desktops. Damn. All right. I think we do X11 with layering, and we just do our own thing. I feel like that's the solution here, guys. Why did I wipe out my arch? Damn it! That was like last week. That was stupid. No. I updated it. That's how I broke it. And the image that they have is not compatible with my system, it looks like. Because I'm a big Xorg lover. Xorg for life. Yeah. All right, what do we got now? All right. We got can't set that up, can't set this up. Let's just wipe out the Android rules, get rid of that. Oh, what the hell? Failed Olama service. Oh, I think we can just do a UJust now. Let's look at UJust with the new system. Let's do install Olama, because that's new. So let's just get that going. Oh hell, that's even broken. Wayland can suck it. I'm just saying. Are these logs old? I don't think they're that old, right? Or maybe I'm just doing it wrong. 305. Oh, those logs are old. Right? Yeah, that's from the 9. All right. All right, well, let's check out the layering and how we can fix it using RPM-OSTREE Layering. That's totally what I wanted to do today. Yeah, because you can't break it with layering, right? That's what I've been saying. Can't break it. We broke it, but we can just revert back and just say, hey guys, ran into some bugs. Wayland sucks. And you only offer Wayland now. Sad face. So we're just gonna drop back. It's all good. It's all good. We're fine. Totally fine. We're just gonna do RSP or RPM-OSTREE rollback. Should be okay. Alrighty. So a simple fix here would be my controllers. Controller, keyboard, just stop working. Screw this keyboard. Give me more. Done with it. Take this keyboard. Fine. All right. Simple. It's gonna be simple. I wanted to do the rollback anyways. Fine. Yeah, it's not a bug. We wanted to test this. This is just testing, guys. It's just what happens when you test. Just a couple crashes. It's all in good fun. So RPM status Oh, hell. I switched my... I've been using that keyboard for so long. Everything's ortholinear, and I went back to QWERTY layout. Okay, that's okay. RPM dash OSTREE status. Enter. All right, this is what we have. So here's our old one. So we're just gonna go RPM dash OSTREE rollback. I can't use this keyboard. All right. So we're just moving it back. We had a bad update. It's literally the day of this update. So I'm sure they'll work out any kinks or bugs. But since this isn't a topic system, it's just going to roll back and everything's going to be exactly how it used to be. That's the beauty of this. So changes are queued. All we have to do. System, CTL, reboot. Easy. Simple. Atomic desktops are the future. Here we go. I'm supremely confident this is going to work perfectly. If this doesn't work, we'll just call Microsoft support. Yeah, I agree. That's fine. All right, we're rolling back. Old 39. You can't break it. You can't break it. That's what it's the whole purpose of this. You can't break it. It's already working great. I can hear my system churning away over there, starting up my Windows VM. It's gonna just right on the desktop. Everything's gonna be perfect. Can't break it. It's impossible. Yeah, I blame Hikari. Hikari was like, it's fine. Oh, but don't try PCI pass-through quite yet. We're still working on some stuff with SE Linux. It might not be the only thing you're working on, too. Yeah, I mean, a little heads up on the XOR removal would have been nice, too. Damn it, Hikari. I blame Hikari. That's who's to blame for this. I point the finger at him. Ah, see? Perfect. Look at that, guys. Perfection. Now, we did it automatically switch everything back? Also, I think, yeah, see, this is KDE 5, and I think with the new version, they moved to KDE 6. And you can see we're on X11 as well. This, I like. KDE 6 forcing Wayland is just problematic, as we've seen. I think, yeah. I think it's KDE 6 to blame for this, guys. I don't think it's necessarily Fedora 40. I think it's KDE 6. KDE 6 has been dicey. It's had a rough launch. It has not been good. Every time I've tried KDE 6, it's just crap. It's just shit the bed. It totally has. I love KDE, but KDE 6, not ready for prime time. Yeah. Well, I tried KDE 6 initially on Arch, and it was awful. That was like last month though. So that was like right after release. And yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Well, at least we know the rollback works, and layering does work quite well. So we've got that going for us. Yeah, KD's not forcing Wayland. I think that's more of a Fedora option. I want to say Fedora 40 does it ship with X11? I can't remember. Yeah. Yeah, I want to say so. You a lot of chat saying they're running KDE 6 on Xorg and it's fine. So maybe KDE 6 with Wayland can be issues, lots of issues. Yeah, yeah, but forcing Wayland by default. I mean, there probably should have been a heads up or maybe like a warning going, "Hey, this update, we're gonna switch you from Xorg to Wayland." I mean, yeah, that would have been nice. Hindsight's 2020 on that though. Yeah, so if you're already a Wayland user, go ahead and update to Bazite 3. If you're an Xorg user, don't. I think that's what we've learned here. Yeah. Let's see if that's a thing. Because I'm curious. I think I'm going to have to get a new keyboard. Damn it. I don't want to buy a new keyboard. Did my buttons stop working? Oh, no. This is what I get. Okay, it was just my hotkeys. We're good. We're good. Yeah, I want to say Fedora 40. If I can type Fedora 40. God bless. Going to staggered layout from ortholinear. That's just a... All right, here we go. Reddit's to the rescue. Fedora plans to drop Xorg support with its next upgrade. Well, shit. Fedora KDE will be migrating to Wayland only. Remember when I started this stream and I had a Red Hat rant and I was like, you know what? Community distros are the best. This is why. This is why. You just can't arbitrarily be like, yeah, you know what? Wayland. Only Wayland. Like, nVidia users are totally screwed. nVidia works like a hot turd in Wayland most times. And you just like, yeah, they'll figure it out. Let's just drop Xorg. Yeah. And this is totally there. All right. Maybe an overreaction based on something I saw on Reddit, but wouldn't be the first time that's happened to me. All right. Also, they're also removing X11 on GNOME. Huh? Okay. All right. Me and this guy, Mr. Happy Transition. I'm right there with you, brother. Every time I try Wayland, shit just breaks. It just breaks. Wayland's ready for prime time. Everybody should use Wayland. Everybody should use Wayland. I'm waiting for Wayland to not suck. That's what I'm waiting for. And yet, I keep waiting. I'm gonna die of old age before Wayland's ready for prime time, I swear. Just because you say it over and over and over does not make it true. It just doesn't. And you can't just be like, it's just you, Mr. Happy Transition here on Reddit. He's having the same problems with Wayland. I'm just saying. It's hardly maintained, but the shit still works. That's Xorg. Ah, come on. I can't be the only one. Oh. You can just install the Xorg packages and you'll get back to X11. Okay, yeah, you can do that. Unless you use an atomic desktop. Oh my gosh, this is hilarious. Okay. All right. What do we want to do from here? Now that I've gotten that off my chest, I feel better. Had to do a quick little Wayland rant. We could layer Xorg on top of Fedora 40. How do we feel about that? Not great. Not great is the answer to that. Yeah, I mean, I get the Wayland hate, and I get Wayland. I understand why people want Wayland to work better. Xorg was originally coded with mainframes from like the 70s and 80s in mind. Like there's still legacy code in Xorg to support that kind of crap. I get that it's like a spaghetti code and it's not well maintained. But for me, it still works a lot better. But I'm not doing like crazy gaming and I'm not doing high refresh gaming either. So, you know, there's that. X-Wayland's okay. It doesn't work for certain things like, say, Synergy, for instance. Like usually... So this reverted me back a ways. I don't even think my Synergy app is in here. Oh no, it's still there. Okay, yeah, that's working. It just removed it from auto start. All right, let's try it. Let's try it. Aura, we're gonna go with that. We're gonna layer it because I do want to try the latest update. Now the latest update just came out, so shoot. Let me see. I gotta look at that. Where are you at? All right. RPM-OSTREE install Plasma workspace. Okay, let's try that. RPM-OSTREE. We're gonna do an install of Plasma workspace 11, workspace 11, X11. Oh lordy. All right. That's fine. All right, I got it in my bash history at least. So we're gonna just do a UJust update, and then we're just gonna do an RPM. We're gonna layer it in. Now that we understand what went wrong, we're gonna just add X11 support to this instance. Downsize, it did just wipe out some of my customization, which I don't particularly like. But you know what? Before we do that, what if we just quit? Well, you know what? I think what we could do. Could we just fast forward since we've already done the update? I feel like we could just fast forward. Well, I think Plasma Workspace X11 has the dependency of KWin in there. I mean, all right, well. All right, I'm just going to run the update. Whatever. It's fine. Yeah, well, yeah, so. Let's just kill a whole bunch of updates. I'm just trying to break it at this point. All right, so we're going to go RPM-OSTREE Rollback. Rollback. Back. So if we go rollback, what does that roll it back to? feel like there should have been an option on the rollback. Who's worse, Red Hat or Microsoft? Microsoft. Come on now. That's not a question. You can't get much worse. Well, if there's Facebook. Facebook is worse. All right. So we've done this. And I'm looking. I don't see any Xorg packages. Does it show? Oh, yeah. You can see it is fast forwarding to KDE 6. I think KDE 6 is the problem, especially this version of KDE 6. And okay, it added the packages. So let's reboot. Whatever happened to Arch-Titus? Well, Arch script actually got pretty good. There's no real use case for Arch-Titus much anymore. So I kind of abandoned the project. It's still there, and I still use Arch-Titus to load server up every once in a while because you can install a base Arch system from server in like, probably like, 2 minutes. Not long at all. Not bad. Yeah, I agree with that, though. And there's nothing in the Linux room even close to Microsoft. Yeah, Microsoft's pretty crazy. The stuff they do is just out of this world. Like, they have an entire building just dedicated to government relations. Like, thousands of employees. That's their job. That's kind of wild. They have more people working in different governments and for different governments around the world than they do engineers developing executables for Windows. You do the math on that one. I think their compile team at Microsoft's less than 100 employees now. So that's going to be great for them here in 10, 20 years. Well, you guys remember when Microsoft shanghaied Amazon, right? Amazon AWS got the giant government contract. It was like it was billions of dollars for the contract. And then it was awarded to AWS. I think this is during the Trump administration. And then all of a sudden it got reversed like a year later after it was rewarded. And then all of a sudden the government was going to be using Azure instead of AWS. And I was like, oh, really? Well, no shenanigans going on there. It's kind of funny. All right, we'll move this here. Let's launch our terminal. The terminal's broken. Maybe like yeah, I think we can get it to surf settings. PTY should be fine here. Now, yeah, I wish it grabbed my now we can layer the Plasma Workspace X11. Yeah, Project Jedi was what that was. If you want to look it up and do a deep dive, throw the tinfoil hat on. I recommend that. Yeah, I mean, you're still going to be using Windows for a lot of your gaming out there. Listen, let's not get too crazy here. I get it, but I also know what's going on. I know the score at the end of the day. What's happening in Windows. Which is fine. Like I said, a lot of my background is Windows. But I have no disillusions. I think it was a meme I actually put on Twitter. And, there's the Windows user, or actually probably the Linux user yelling at like a Mac person going, Mac OS sucks. And the Mac person's like, no, it doesn't. Apple's great. My Mac machine's amazing. And then the same Linux user yells at the Windows user. And the Windows user's like, yeah, I know it sucks, but here we are. It's fine. I mean, most Windows users know. You're just like, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know Windows sucks, but Yeah, it's the only thing compatible for this or gaming or this specific peripheral, so I'm just going to use it. And that's most Windows users out there. There's no Windows users out there that are like, Microsoft's amazing. I don't think that person really exists. I think even Microsoft employees are like, yeah, man, I know, but I got to earn a living. So I've met a lot of really cool Microsoft employees out there. Like a lot of them. A lot of them even reached out to me and like, hey man, yeah, I love Linux. I love to contribute here and there. And they'll even, give me an inside scoop on a couple things. And I most Microsoft employees are really cool that I've had dealings with. A lot of them don't want me to use their name or something like, just leave me out of it. But I love what you're doing. Keep it up, man. So I haven't really met anybody bad at Microsoft, funny enough, even though, I think they would even say, oh God, Microsoft. The Files app developers are like, yeah, we just do it for ourselves. I have a professor right now who works at Microsoft. He constantly trashes it while trying to install dev tools. Yeah. Oh man. I think that's what everybody can all get behind. Let's bash Microsoft. That's like a universal, any IT person would like, yeah, let's bash them. That's a safe bet. Yeah, I know layering does take some time here. If this doesn't work, will you move from Bazite? I'm pretty sure this will work. I kind of want to move anyways. If I'm being honest, I don't know what to, though. Like, I don't want to just go back to Arch. Because when it comes to gaming, the thing that Bazite solved for me is it's a really good distro that fixes a lot of the gaming stuff. Like there's so many little tweaks that they do that is very, very good. So I don't want to downplay Bazite's contributions, especially in this. And I like the idea of atomic desktops. I really like the idea of atomic desktops. The thing that I want, though, is control. I want absolute control. And that's kind of where I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, Nix we've done. And Nix is okay. But I don't know. I look at like the kernel and some of the customizations. I'm just not sure where to go, really. I don't really want to do Nix. I don't really want Arch or Arch-based stuff. Cubes, oh lordy, get out. But yeah. I've done some videos on cubes. Cubes is really good for a lot of security, privacy conscious folks, and compartmentalization is the proper way to do things. And I probably could approach cubes and do like PCI pass-through or something of that nature. It'd be an interesting endeavor, but I know cubes would drive me crazy. That's another thing, Van, that I'm looking at as far as other universal blue images besides Bazite. I almost kind of want to take the universal blue image package thing and roll my own images. Which sounds crazy. Basically make Titus OS. Because, I mean, it'd be very easy to distribute from Git in GitHub. And using RPM-OSTREE, I could just set everything up how I want it with Xorg. It wouldn't be bad. I could just build my own. But we'd have to start from scratch. And I don't know if you can do a universal spin without GNOME or KDE preloaded. I think all the universal blue images have either or. And I don't like that. Do Ubuntu. Oh, there is a base image that has no DE. See, if there's no desktop environment and there's a base image in Universal Blue, we could roll it. I wouldn't be against it. It'd be interesting to try. All right, yeah. I mean, that'd be kind of a fun thing. But I will say the nice thing about this whole update stream was we got to see layering in action. Like, we broke the system, which, hey, speed run. I broke an atomic desktop. That's impressive. Add it to my resume. And then we got to just revert right back. And we were right back where we started, which I thought was pretty cool. Then we did lose a few customizations. Some of my hotkeys weren't there. So I was like, okay, that's interesting. So we did lose a little bit of stuff. But I mean, as far as usability and did it break and get back, it was actually pretty easy to get back. So I was like, hey, that's neat. All right. So the other thing I want to do before we do a reboot. Oops. Let's go system settings. And let's see. Where was SDDM again? It's also KDE6. I'm kind of curious to see if this even works. Because KDE6 has been... So that option's not there for me yet. So we need to do a reboot before it becomes available. Reboot. Switch to Mac. Oh. Oh. Mac with tiling window manager sounds. I actually did a video back when I was doing like Final Cut Pro and I had to use Macs for a good bit there. Shoot, I used one for like a year and a half, 2 years. I think I was using, I want to say like Cronkite or something like that for the tiling window manager in Mac. And then for the snapping and window management, because Mac doesn't have any, like none. Like Windows does an infinitely better job at window management compared to Mac. And I think I was using Magnet and some other quality of life features. So it's possible to make Macs not suck as bad from a stock setting, but they still suck. I mean, you still can't change a lot of things that I just don't like. Oh, what did I break? The update forced Wayland on me, Hikari, and Wayland wasn't playing nice on my system. So on boot with Fedora 40 and KDE 6 with Wayland, we just got a bunch of errors. I think we'll see that at this time as well, because we haven't switched completely back over to Xorg. We had to layer the Xorg packages in so we can use Xorg on KDE. And I feel like that should fix most things, although I'm not sold that this version of KDE 6 isn't completely broken. KDE 6 has been nothing but problems for anything. I installed it on Arch, ran into the same problems. I love KDE, but I think KDE 6 is still needs a little bit of time in the oven. Needs a little time to bake. Yeah, layering should be your last resort, and that's basically what we've done. Again, let's try it. But it's 6.0.1. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We blamed you, Hikari, too, for this. I forgot to tell you. This is all your fault. Crash handler. Crash handler. Crash. It's all your fault. Sorry. So let's go SDDM. And let's go behavior. X11. There it is. There's my beautiful Xorg. Wayland. Ugh. Gross. Get out of here with that. All right. Save that out. PTY. All right, let's just do a sudo pkill Titus. Yeah. I think this should kick us back out, and I think we should be fine for switching over to X11. And do we still get the errors? Is it KDE6 or is it Wayland? It's KDE6. Okay, I talked all that crap about Wayland, guys, but it wasn't Wayland. It's KDE6. Wow. That's okay. I'm not giving up. We could just roll back and just be done with it, but what if... So as much as I talk crap on Wayland, it looks like it's just KDE6 that broke it. What if we rebase it? What if we rebase over to... Oh, let's pretend like we couldn't roll back, because that's just boring. We're stuck on 40 and we're gonna switch over. How do we get over to fix it? Install DWM to .local bin and be done with it. How do we get the X sessions to recognize DWM? Because we can't touch USR. But we could layer DWM into USR, call it good? Maybe. I think that's probably the easiest way to do it. DWM always works. Let's try that. So if we take like a RPM-OSTREE status, is there a way to look at layers is the big thing. I want to say to look at the layers, we should be able to do a list. I've done it before and I can't remember how I did it. Let's pretend. All right, there's a rebase. Oh, Bazite rollback helper. That's cool. What's that do? Let's just run all the commands. Typing like a toddler now, since I switched off my ortholinear keyboard. Oh, that's cool. List. Stable. Oh, look at that. How cool. So we could do like a rollback specifically to like 39 for not 19. Oh, that's my last one. That's from the last update, and I've done things since then. That's cool. I mean, if we wanted to go that route. So if you wanted to rebase off of that, you could easily go back to any of these images. That's pretty legit. I like it. So anyways, we're not going to do any of that because that's boring. We know that'll work. So how do we see what rebases we could do? So we got the OS tree. Is there a way to list rebase and switch it to a different tree? What happens if we switch this live environment to another OS tree? It could mess up. Are you going to make a poll to distro hop today or not? No. Y'all put me on like Linux from scratch or some shit. I don't trust you guys. I know what y'all are thinking. No, I've learned my lesson on asking chat what distro I should be on. You'll find like Mandrake from the 90s or something and be like, this is an amazing distro. You should try this. I know you. Yeah, I wonder though, if we do like a RPM-OSTREE rebase. Oops. Rebase. Now, can we list those branches? That's what I want to know. Rebase to branch. I wonder where you get the list of options. Ooh. Yeah, now I'm curious. Now, I bet we could look it up online. Let's just try that. Let's say we have RPM OSTREE Bazite rebase. Let's see what pulls up. Now, does it show what ones we have? So we have desktop images, rebase. So we could go to there if we want to rebase to that. What else do we have? Stable, blah, blah, blah. Orgs, UBLA. Okay, there we go. Let's try it out. So you got Universal Blue, or oh, all right. GitHub.com. Orgs. Packages. Oh, wow, okay. So you got Bazite and Bazite Deck. It'll have different branches of Bazite that we could pick out of as well. Got Bluefin. What happens if you switch from like a Bazite all the way over to like a Silver Blue or some crap? I feel like that would break things terribly. That would be a really dumb idea. So let's not do that. But let's say we click on Bazite. Let's see what comes in the packages and see what we have. So that's just going to give us, spit us over here. Okay. Recently tagged image versions. You got 40 stable, 40 testing. We could also switch over to a testing version if we wanted. Yeah. Oh, yeah. A new user. There's probably something in my home causing plasma to crash. Probably. Oh, yeah. That's a good one. Or mentioned, hey, before you start rebasing crazy, pin your current image so it doesn't wipe it out on a cleanup. That's a good point. Yeah. See, I think that would be just awful doing that. What? I really want to just kind of fix the current stable. Instead of doing a rebase, I feel like we could probably get away with like an install of like DWM from here. Although, if we... How could we install my version of DWM? Could we specify the installation on an RPM-OSTREE from building my DWM? Let's say we go DWM. Let's do a pull. We're already up to date. And probably are missing some library. So we're missing like xlib, probably Xenorama, and a few other things to make the build happen. Has to be an RPM package or a COPR repo. So I could take my DWM, just create my own COPR repo, right? I don't see a problem with that. Although I don't know what that entails. Yeah, I feel like that would be pretty easy. Yeah. I think that's what I want to do. Because I really, really want my DWM. I really don't care what distro I'm on. I just want DWM. I mean, KDE is nice and all, except for KDE 6. It can go fly a kite. I think KDE 6 sucks. At least this version of it. Had this problem, and then also on Arch. Same thing. KDE 6 hates me. Okay. Yeah, your hardware isn't the most compatible, shall we say. Yeah, and like, guys, I should probably make this thing. Like, I anticipate trying to break everything I touch, guys. So it's not like a reflection of any distro. I've broken every distro in existence. There's never been a distro that's, like, eluded me. NixOS, probably one of the closest ones, just because of how it's built, and everything's built off of the structure. Because it's truly an immutable distro. And I think that's really the only one I haven't really broke. But then again, Nix never felt quite right to me. Meaning I couldn't quite configure everything I wanted exactly how I wanted it. I could get there like 98% of the way, though. So, you know, teach his own. I did not use any plugins in KDE. Yeah, I'm sure I could get there eventually. But also, like, one thing that you need to recognize as well with, like, Bazzite, the cool thing is they do run their own kernel. Like, this is a custom kernel. It's not just using a mainline either. So, like, gaming and things like that is the real appeal to Bazzite. Like, if you're a big gamer and you love Linux, Bazzite kind of makes a lot of sense. Oh, they made the Neo fetch a lot more readable as well. That's cool. Ah, they pulled in my new old keyboard. That's funny. Yeah, I think there's a Bazzite for Arch as well. There's a couple different forks. I might look at the configuration Phoenix of Bazzite for NixOS and take a look at that and see if I could adjust it as well. Yeah, we can try a new user. Let's just it's been a while since I created a new user from a prom. I want to say it's just new user, right? What's new users? That's not it, is it? No, that's not it. What's the I think it's user add. I don't know what new users is. That's weird. Yeah, user add. I was like, new users? Has anybody used new users before? I just piqued my interest. Anyways, let's try Titus 2. Let's do a TLDR first. User add. Let's see. What do we want to do? Sudo user add. We're going to call this one. We won't change. Probably create home as well. Create home. Oh boy. Readjusting my keyboard sucks. And yeah, the rest of it's fine. Let's go. C Titus is probably the easiest to remember. All right, we got that. And then if we go groups, really not much there, but let's just do that as well. User mod. We're going to do an AG. And we're going to go libvirt to C Titus. All right, and probably wheel as well. Wheel's probably already there. but let's try it. All right. Then we can just do group C Titus to double check. Perfect. You know what I'm going to do as well? This seems a little bit counterintuitive, guys, but I think there was some things for my virtualization that also kind of needs the Titus command. So I assigned some directories for Titus, so I'm just going to do that. Was users a folder as well? Yeah, it's fine. All right, let's do it. Let's just see if this does anything. Let's go user Titus. And we're going to just switch our user over to C Titus. Brand new user, new folder. I just want to see if this is actually the problem. Or is it KDE6? I forgot to assign a password. Oops. Yeah, well. It's kind of important. Yeah, you kind of need a password. One of them things. Yeah, passwords are nifty. Let's go PTY. Sudo password C Titus. Yeah. That's more of a warning. When you say the 8 characters, you can still type it in twice and bypass the warning. Now, sometimes you can't, and you actually have to modify some settings to get it to go, but I like my short passwords. Don't judge me. All right. I know some people are like obsessed with super long logins for like a local admin, but I'm honestly, if someone gets local access to my system, I'm like, whatever. The last thing I'm worried about is whether or not they know my password or not. Yeah, so it is something with my user configuration that's causing it. Interesting. What do you think that is? So using just a blank user seemed to solve all my issues as well. Yeah, it worked. It wasn't Wayland or KDE. Apparently a setting in my user folder. I know. I can hear the comments already. Strange, though. What's going on with my user folder? Maybe auto start? It feels like it's trying to launch something at the start here, and that's causing this crash to happen. Let's look at auto start. Oh, nope, that's mouse tool. Just take a peek at auto start. Let's just close that in the Romina app. What else is starting at the start here? What if we look at PTY, let's just pull up our terminal. Is there like maybe an old, let's just CD over. Let's do LL ls-al maybe. So we still have an xinit RC. What's in there? Xinit would also take over. Although on Wayland, this would have been completely ignored. Well, there is that. Okay. Under XDG auto start are system-wide user auto start files. Let's look at that. I feel like that XDG under ETC would be more applicable of what could be causing this problem. Dude. All right, there is no auto start. Or no, XDG auto start, sorry. Okay. So let's go sudo remove. Get rid of blue. Ooh, that's weird. So we're in KDE, but we're launching GNOME keyring. That's odd. We got the Wayland video bridge also launching in here. That's not good. As we all know. We don't need that. We don't need all this GNOME keyring crap either. Yeah, let's just get rid of that. What else do we have? Spice is fine. VBox, VMware, XApp, XDGs, all that's fine. Yeah. Please don't delete those. But they're auto-starting. What happens if we delete those? Does it break it further, you think? Everybody's like, no, don't do it. Yeah. Well, this is GNOME keyring. So there's the GNOME keyring, and then there's also the KDE K-Wallet and KDE Authentication Agent. I want to say those are different, right? I want to say K-Wallet would be overlapping with GNOME keyring, although maybe not. Yeah, we can leave GNOME keyring. It's not that big deal. Yeah, it's got to be something in the profile. It's got to be the home folder, really. Yeah. Yeah, you're right, Hikari. It isn't. It is. I hate Blue file indexer, though. So, Blue's going in the garbage. Sorry. I just... I hate Blue. Anyways, I should probably just disable that in system settings and not delete it from XDG. But that's neither here or there. Just file indexers in general, I hate. So we have that done. What else? What in here? What in here is causing the problem? It's gotta be... It feels like it'd be like an xinitrc. That could do it. I feel like xinitrc is probably the culprit. Let's just rename this to old xinitrc. All right. Let's look at X profile as well. So this is trying to launch. Why is that a thing? Okay. Let's remove X profile as well. I think that's some of the issues. Now, if we cat X session, X session errors. Oh, it's okay. That's a 0-byte file, so be it. Anything else in here that's sticking out at me? We could also look at the .local. Yeah, the problem is there's an existing thing in my home folder that's causing the crash. We could look at developer info and see if we can't get some more definitive issues. And then let's look at journal CT from journal CTL user. And let's just go priority 3 and B at boot. Now, what is it doing here? OLLAMA container. Failed to start OLLAMA. Lots of OLLAMA errors. And then plasma shell, dumped core. What was this one? The sleep multiplier feature not returned. Yeah. Let's do a system CTL -- user status. What do we have? Nope. Status Olama. Is that a service name? Okay. Let's disable Olama here. I feel like that's also causing a lot of the issues. Let's go just disable. Get that out of here. And I think that's what's causing a lot of the failures. Let's relaunch that journal CTL from user perspective. Now, yeah, it's just this right here, this power devil, that I'm like, I don't know. I think KDE is trying to do something from a power perspective, and it is bombing out on that. So maybe like power management of some sort. What's xset look at? Xset, oh, that's not a command. Never mind. Yeah, we could get rid of power devil. Yeah, I think I like that idea. Honestly, Hikari, I don't think we need to do that. So here's probably the easiest way to fix all this. So we've kind of gotten rid of some Xorg stuff from Xinit starting out. Let's just remove. We got all this plasma garbage in here, right? So let's just take every plasma, RC, everything. Let's just get rid of it. And then let's remove plasma workspace. Seems like an easy thing to remove. Let's just give that a recursive plasma workspace. And let's just remove, is there a KDE directory? I think so too. KDE.org. Feel like that's safe to remove as well. KDE, just KDE everything. Let's just remove -R KDE. All right. We'll remove that. KDE connect. And KDE defaults. I think actually defaults is fine to leave. I want to get rid of KDE.org as well. So we've killed that. What is in the defaults directory anyways? So you have a couple RC, some global, screen locker, splash, RC package. Ah, hell, let's remove it too. Yeah, just sudo rm rf everything, right? Now, KDE is kind of interesting. I think it'll rebuild all this without me even copying anything. Let's say I break this with this type of configuration. We already have the new user with all this stuff created, so we could easily just copy all the stuff from there over into this one, and it would be fine. So let's kill Titus now. We're just going to do a sudo pkill -user Titus. And then let's launch back into it. Does it rebuild all the files? I think it does. All right. Well, worked great. Oh no. All right, let's look at the developer information. What's happening here? Plasma shell sigfault. I wonder what's causing that. Yeah, I don't know. All right, well, That's great. Yeah, we could copy all the configs from the other user. I think there's still something we're missing though, because I deleted all the KDE configurations and we still got all the same errors from PowerShell, from the Plasma Shell. I mean, that tells me something else is awry here. Something else is happening with the user configuration. There's got to be some setting that's causing that issue. Oh, I didn't remove all the K configurations. That's true. There has to be something else in the config. So when we look at config, there was some leftovers. And I want to say there's got to be something in here that, like console or K runner or K screen locker, K wallet maybe, K win rules. All right, let's just try a remove recursive K star. All right. Is there anything in here that I'm like, oh, I gotta have? Whatever. Just take it out. Just take it out. All right. We have now removed all K. What about plasma? Remove recursive plasma. Any other plasma stuff? See plasma discovery. All right, we've removed all KDE, all plasma. Anything else in my user config that could cause this problem? I'm looking through. There's a Dolphin RC. Dolphin can be installed in anything though. I don't foresee that being the problem, as Dolphin's not launching on start either. What about Fedora Plasma Cache? We got Fedora. Ah, heck. Yeah. Remove Plasma Local RC. All right. Remove Plasma. Yeah. We've already removed Plasma Local RC. Auto start. Yeah, let's remove auto start directory as well. So we've cleared out all of auto start. We've cleared out all KD, all plasma. We do have a power devil RC. Let's remove it as well. Let's just go power. We're just gonna nuke the world here. Power star. That's gonna remove PowerShell, Power Devil, Power Management. Anything else that might throw a wrench in things? What about SDDM and session? Let's remove SDDM and session. Remove recursive session. All right. Any other user configs that could cause us problems? What's this? A condi. I don't know I don't even know what that is. You know what? Let's just put Dolphin from here. I know. Sorry to blind you guys. Let's just start removing stuff. Move to trash. Move to trash. Let's just clear out some of this stuff. Move to trash. We're just going to clear out a few things. Oh, man, I remember when I was using Chesmoy. It's neat. CNI, don't know what it is. Goodbye. Code. Config store. What's that do? Delete. Copy Q. Delete. Cura. Oh, that's when I had a 3-day person thing. Deconf. Sure. Delete it. Discord. Don't care about you. Anything. Oh, environment D. That sounds important. Delete that. Ew. Ugh. Remember those days. Let's see. Gnome boxes. I hadn't messed around with that for a while, huh? GNOME session, GNOME control panel. What's glib and all this? Let's remove it too. What about all this GTK stuff? Remove. Oh, I don't know. Let's just remove. Trash. Trash. Yeah. We'll leave Looking Glass, actually. Trash that a little bit. Network Manager, Nitrogen, Nix, NVim. Oh, sure. Anything else we got? Oh, what do we have down here? Let's just trash that. Anything important, you think? System stuff. Oh, trash RC. You guys might be yelling at me right now, but I'm not looking. Not looking. We're just going to finish this out. Move to trash. QT project, sure. You know what? Let's just trash all the Starship too. I don't know. SW sounds important. Let's delete that. var, trash. User files, trash. Unknown, sure. Yeah, I think this is fine. What do you guys think? Anything else you see in here that's like, hey, you might need to get rid of that. That looks important. Anything else look important in here? Trash everything. It's just all trash. Trash. Anything else? Probably get rid of that. Sure, get rid of that too. System D, Synergy. Well, you know, let's just wipe out the config of System D. Sync thing. Yeah. That looks good. Yeah, leave my Rofi config, just in case I want to mess with that. Man, I remember messing with a river. Cute browser. Yeah. I don't know. I think at this point I'm just annoying everybody. I just don't want to leave any chance here of this coming back. I don't want to be going back and going, whoa, I forgot to delete this folder. This is definitely what's doing it. G-bar, man. You know, I liked G-bar. Evolution. I think we're good, guys. I think we've cleared out a bunch of stuff. All right, we simplified the home folder. Let's just empty the trash so there's no coming back. Yep. Great. I feel like this is great. We're making progress. Let's just kill Titus. And torture everybody's eyes. All right. Now, we should have a desktop. Just needs to recreate the files. That's what's happening. Probably. Surely. That's what's happening in the background there. Any second. Son of a bitch. I think we got local share. Something happened there. Well. Yeah. Oh, hell. All right, let's take a look. We deleted all the configs for nothing. I just noticed when this is launching into the PTY-XS. Oh, there it goes. Why does it say Arch? Oh, whatever. Let's go into .local share. There's got to be something in here now. I'm losing my patience, I gotta say. All right. Just get rid of all plasma. Any KDE, K. Sorry, if your application starts with a K, bad news for you. Shouldn't have. Anything else in here? All right. Desktop directories, blue. You know what? Let's just get rid of blue. I'm not a fan of it anyways. Let's also clear cache, yeah. Oh, but then I gotta relog in all my crap. I don't want to relog in everything. Yeah, we already got rid of everything. So we're down to this now. Remove. There's K-Wallet again. How'd that make it? Thought I got rid of K-Wallet. Maybe there's something going on there. I don't see anything else. Obviously, Dolphin, I'm going to leave. Auto, don't need that. All right. Auto jump. Arc. What about Bazite? Can we just clear out all the Bazite? Let's just clear out the whole Bazite folder. Well, Bazite might actually have something important in there. I would imagine. Yeah. What about system settings? Yeah. Let's just go system settings. Bazite. Containers. Let's just get rid of it all. Let's look at those directories because I haven't ever cleared those out. I'm fine getting rid of all that. Let's look at Bazite. What is Bazite doing with this? So you got Fedora version, image name, PTYs, initialized, and version. Not much going on there. As far as containers, you just have cache and storage. That's probably just the other photos. Yeah, don't. It will nuke Linux. Yeah, containers are distro box. Don't delete containers. That's what I was kind of feeling like. This was like, that might actually break it. All right. There we go. Bkill. Oops. All right, well, all right, pkill dash user. Titus. All right, now we log in. Are we still getting them problem? Because I'm running out of ideas. Just give me the desktop. It's got to be something in one of the Bazite folders at this point. It's got to be something in my home. It's something in my home. So if it's not .local share, it's nothing in my config. Just use the new user. I'll have to log in everything again. Might as well just reinstall everything at that point. Interesting. Yeah, it's got to be the .cache folder. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Damn it. I don't want to relog in everything. All right. So .cache is probably the one that's doing it. Looking over here, is there any... That's so wild. Oh, the Jovian NixOS. I actually looked at that project. Phoenix, not too long ago. It would have been faster to reinstall. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, just looking at everything, I'm just... Man. It's kind of wild. Oh. Alright, fine, guys. You win. Just relog into everything. You win. Feel just defeated. Desktop? Same. Okay, yeah. Something in the .cache folder. Yay. Oh. Alright. Sure. It was something in cache. It's always the cache. I mean, we got it. We were on the latest update. Everything was interesting. It blows my mind something in cache could throw so many weird errors our way. I still don't have any idea what caused it. Something with KDE, though. It's a KDE plasma shell crap error. So that's kind of what I'm just saying. It's something in that regard. Man, this kind of sours me on all desktop environments. They're too big and ugly. It's like, man, if I want to deal with that, I'd rather just deal with Windows. And I really dislike all desktop environments, especially after this. I look at them and I'm like, God, there's just so much to go wrong, and you just troubleshooting them can be a little bit of a pain. Yeah, there's a KDE bug with KDE 6, specifically going from KDE 5 to 6 and doing it in like an image-based system, I think was what really caused it. Obviously, if it was DWM, it would have just worked. DWM would have been, I don't care, because it's literally just one binary and things just work. I mean, that's the case for a window manager. That's why someone would choose something so minimal. The more stuff you pack into your desktop environment, the more issues you have. And as much as I like to crap on Microsoft and Mac, they have thousands of people on their teams looking at all the different ones and millions of users all using the same configuration. So when something happens that's a little bit off, you kind of know about it. Since people use KDE so different, you know, this isn't a slam against KDE devs. It's just the nature of Linux desktop. When it comes to these desktop environments, there's so much that they're doing. It's really hard for those devs to find and think of every single nuance and every single different hardware configuration. It's a problem, because then you don't have a consistent experience, and then you have updates that can break. Even in an atomic system like this, it can happen. Now, obviously, we have the beauty of layering to where you can roll back. We showed the rollbacks, and the rollbacks happened very easily. But I really think this was just unfortunate. Unfortunate, to say the least. It's cool. I'm kind of glad it happened to me so I could really see the worst case scenario. So I by no means I'm upset that this happened. I think it's fine. It's just a very interesting take. I like kind of showing it and doing these deeper dives. I wanted to roll back. Obviously, we could have nuked and paved. We could have done a lot of different things to get this up going faster. Obviously, doing the rollback was quick, and it worked fine. But we would have still had this update error probably. And maybe we could have left it for a couple weeks and then updated, and maybe this error wouldn't have been there. Maybe. Yeah. Yeah, it's just... it's a really cool experiment. It's something to show. It's not a negative reflection on anybody that's contributed or a distribution or a desktop environment. It's just something that can happen for better or worse. You know, there's something with my old cache. Maybe obviously taking that cache between systems was not smart. Definitely something borked it in that regard. Starting with a clean cache probably would have happened a lot. We saw a bunch of different troubleshooting, a bunch of different ways of going about this. You know, it's a wild kind of experience. Frustrating, and I broke my new keyboard. I broke one of the keys on my new keyboard, the enter button key, from hitting it so many times. So now I'm on a different keyboard and I'm typing like a toddler again. Yeah. Wild. Cache isn't meant to be cleared. Is meant to be cleared sometimes. Cache can break stuff. We did learn cache is one thing that we try to clear if others run into the same issue. Yeah, I think that's a good point. And I think that's the big takeaway here, was just look at the systems, and like if you are running into that specific problem, clear your cache. You have to re-sign into everything. So now when I launch my browser, I'd have to re-sign into all of it. I blame Hikari. It's all Hikari's fault. I love you, man. I love you. I kid. It was great. It was great. Yeah, and I think my home being used across DEs and systems definitely left something there. Yeah. Yeah, you can auto clear all the cache. It's just the .cache folder, so this could have been done. But if you're running KDE 6 and you start running into Plasma Shell crashes like this, clear your cache folder. I bet you could honestly go into .cache and clear out Plasma Shell, that folder. I bet if you just deleted that, it would have taken all these errors out as well. But it was definitely, for brevity, I wanted to just clear out that whole thing. And like, all right, it's got to be something in here. Screw it. We're just going to clear it. And I think that was worth it. Man, wild. What a wild stream. I hate this stream because I know people will watch it and be like, "Durr." But whenever you have something like this, you know, hindsight is 20/20, guys. It's just, I can't unlock my system now. I don't know what that's about, but whatever. So done. I'm so done. Next stream, we're reloading. We're reloading. I'm sorry, but we gotta kill and get rid of KDE. I can't deal KDE in desktop environments. We gotta kick it to the curb. I really like a lot of the Bazzite's optimizations, but for me, I'm most taking the great things from Bazzite here and then throwing it on top of like a tiling window manager that does everything that I want is what I want to do. Love that. And I feel like that's the ultimate system. I know we're probably going to be talking about the ultimate system for like the next 10 years. Just get used to it. But I think moving it to a window manager like DWM that's just solid as a rock, and it only does the one thing and does it well, and then adding all the things that you need, there's nothing to break. And when there's nothing to break, you never have to worry about your system. And I think that's the way to go. Yeah, make my own image. I think I'm going to just copy a lot of the things I loved about the Bazzite instance and then roll a blank one with DWM and then go to that, because I can look at everything the Bazzite team's done. Specifically, I love the custom kernel with fsync. I already talked about like gear lever. The terminal's really interesting. I think I'll probably go back to Kitty though. I think I'll keep an eye on that terminal though. A lot of the Steam optimizations they've made or copied from Nubara and added to, I like a lot of that. I probably dump a lot of the other stuff that they've done specifically over handheld devices, because they've done a lot of customizations to make like Ally, Steam Deck, Legion. They've done a lot of work on those sides of things and added a lot of really cool customizations to them. So obviously I don't need any of that. So there's a lot of stuff I'd probably dump where they've put a lot of development in, because I just won't, I don't touch it or need it. And then also steal a bunch of the optimization. And I think that's the beauty of a lot of these distros, is when you see stuff, you pick out what you really, really love from the distro and go, can I use that on this type of setup? And then I think you can kind of configure your perfect system in that regard. So it's neat. What a neat, neat run. We've been updating no signal. Alacrity's not that bad. Actually, Kitty, I want to say, I don't know if Alacrity is a fork of Kitty or Kitty's a fork of Alacrity with a little bit more optimizations. One of the two. They're very, very similar. They're like cousins to each other, so I like both. What OS is next? I kind of want to try and do a universal blue image and run my own distro. That's what I think it is, because I love the base and the idea of Bazzite with the atomic desktops. I don't want to give up on the atomic desktops yet, because honestly, this worked great after this bad update with KDE, because at the end of the day, KDE 6 was to blame with my cache folder. I want to say, if we did the atomic desktop, we grabbed a lot of those configs, we put them all in there perfectly, I think this could be just amazing. Fun fact, if you create your own image, all you need to do is RPM rebase your image URL. No need to reinstall. Interesting. Okay. Why would my BIOS be bricked? I don't think we've done any kind of BIOS updates or anything. I haven't really touched a lot of the BIOS updates, especially on this HP system. Probably need to look at it though. It's really hard to brick a big Xeon motherboard though. They have a lot of backups. Discover installed a BIOS update? Reboot? Okay. Correction, using your home across systems caused the issue. It wasn't KDE's fault. Happened to be a replacement for a bad cache. I don't know if I agree with that synopsis, Hikari. Yes, on its head it's true, but shouldn't the desktop environments take into account for miscellaneous files or bad versioning mismatches and those types of things? It feels like the cache being not properly read, it should auto just clear. Having it hard crash like it was with Plasma Shell kind of feels like that should be accounted for from KDE's team itself. I had a lot of problems with KDE 6 in general, so by all means, that's something. Yeah. I understand that 0 users have had that issue, but still, it's an issue. Did you hear about the Massgrave Windows? Yeah. Massgrave.dev. I've seen that. Can't really talk about it. Can't really make a video about it. That'd be get my channel striked faster than anything. I don't endorse piracy. Don't do it. That's my official stance. But yes, no, I'm familiar. Someone's like, I tried Plasma 6 for the first time the other night. So I guess I didn't know this, but the KDE installed a BIOS update. Shit, I didn't even know that was possible. Whoops. Uh-oh. That's not good. Gotta love those surprise BIOS updates. Well, let's not turn off our system in the middle of this. That's kind of wild. Damn, I didn't know that was a thing. It's not like I selected it. I just said, yeah, update everything. Yeah, I liked KDE 5, and honestly, a lot of the KDE stuff I have enjoyed. So, I'm not crapping on KDE that much. But I mean, yeah, I've not had any good experiences with KDE 6 on any of my systems. Fresh installs, new. Just a lot of really bad experiences with KDE 6 all around. Whether it was a cache issue on Bazite here, whether it was a fresh install on Arch. We had a whole bunch of like screen flickering. I've had nothing but problems with KDE 6. And I love KDE 5, but KDE 6 has been a bit of a nightmare. And that's just my personal experience based on my Arch install, based on this Bazite experience. All those things. So turn it off for science. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I wouldn't imagine them having my BIOS just on file here. This is a very obscure system. Very, very obscure. So hopefully it's grabbing the right BIOS. Well, too late now to go back in time, so this will be interesting. I gotta say, I'm a little worried. One, I usually like to vet my BIOSes and download them directly and manually install them. Having it done from an operating system, I can't say I've done in quite some time. And I still remember, 20 years ago, remember when we were doing flashes from like Windows? I've had a couple of those gone awry where it just completely bricked a system. It grabs the BIOS from fwupd.org. Wow. Damn, that'd be hilarious if KDE bricked my entire system. Dude. I would talk so much. I would talk mad shit on KDE if they did that. Why is it auto-updating the BIOS from just doing an update all? It seems like a really bad idea. I mean, right? Like, is there anybody that thinks that you should auto-update your BIOS? Maybe I'm just an old man and I don't think that's the thing, but okay, that worked, I guess. We're booting. But yeah, auto-updating the BIOS from just hitting an update all from Discover, that just seems like a recipe for a bunch of bricked systems and then people blaming KDE. Obviously, that was not my experience here, but guys, that is a terrible idea. Terrible idea. KDE 6 auto-updating the BIOSes from fwupd. Man, I don't know. I'd love to hear some more stories with that. I mean, I like to crap on Windows Update. Windows Update has never tried to auto-update my BIOS, though. I mean, let's just say Windows Update's got a leg up on old on them up on this one. That's just bonkers. Okay. Well, I'm going to shut this down. I'm just going to shut this down now because I've had enough excitement for today between auto-updating the BIOSes, Plasma Shell crashing on me, and the update. This was a fun experience. I hope you've enjoyed this stream. I hope you laughed at me and pointed and going, ah, ha, ha. Yeah. It auto-updated the BIOS. Wow. AH was the eagle eye that caught that. Said, hey, make sure you do that. Should we boot into the BIOS and just see? I feel like we should boot into the BIOS just to see what's going on here. Because that was weird. That was just really strange. That's also now I press the power button and I got about a 5-second delay. Huh. What version of BIOS? Maybe it gave me a dark mode though. You know, I'd be okay. If we boot into BIOS and we got a dark mode, we're going to call that success. Oh, if you do you just update, it updates everything. Wow. All right. We got... This keyboard's not going to give me BIOS, is it? Jeez. All right. How many keyboards can I go through in one stream? I don't know. Oh, thanks for the sub there, Gaming. Yeah, that'd be hilarious if it branded the BIOS. I honestly wouldn't even be that mad. As long as it gave me a dark theme. Oh, I could have done the UEFI firmware if I was paying attention. For some odd reason, the Digma keyboards that I have don't respond with this computer before it hits the OS. I don't know why. It's very, very odd. All right, we're going to restart one more time. If anybody from HP sees this, dark mode, man. Trying to kill us. Well, honestly, it's probably just trying to keep some sysadmins awake when they're booting to the BIOS in the middle of the night. All right. Hey, good enough. All right, guys. Shutting it down for the day. Thank you for enjoying this, me breaking things for the entirety of the last couple hours. It was a lot of fun for you guys. Hopefully. All right, y'all. Have a great one. Yeah. Probably building our own image starting up. I really kind of want to mess with it. I really want that control back, and I don't like desktop environments. That's how we're going to end it. Peace, all.